I've been buying more things I don't need at the car boot sale. I couldn't resist it because it was only £3.50, but it was that cheap for a reason. On the front drawer there is missing veneer and other bits are peeling. Then on the back corner there's a bit of veneer missing there and another piece lifting up. But I think I have a plan. Because the veneer is so bad on the front of the drawer, I'm just going to forget about fixing the drawer front at the moment and worry about these other pieces, and I'm going to use the veneer that's on the drawer to try and fix the other bits. I think this is going to be one of those projects, the more I look at it, the more problems I see, because these legs are a bit wobbly, so I might try and take them off. Yeah, this is definitely a bit wobbly. I can see it's just been put together with some dowels and I think some hide glue, which has all just come a bit loose. So we'll get this all taken apart and re-glued back together. But probably, I said the veneers first, let's do that. Back to this veneer repair. So what I'm going to do is grab a little craft knife and a square and now cut out a little piece that is rectangular so it'd be easy to cut a replacement patch. Got a nice even bit to veneer now, but I need some veneer. That means I've got to try and get some of this off my drawer in one piece. I think that'll do it. As these two bits butt up against each other, I'm going to get one on at a time. So first, a little bit of wood glue on there. Then we get our veneer into place. And then I've just got a little bit of clear perspex I'm going to put on top so it doesn't get stuck to it. Then we can get some clamps into place until this dries. The box of the cabinet is veneered, but the legs, I think they're just solid ash, so I'm going to sand them down. This first bit is dry and it's looking okay, but I've left it slightly oversized. So now I can just shave it back with a chisel flush to the drawer top. Now the second one is going to go on exactly the same way, some glue, clamps, and then I will trim it flush. Whilst I wait for this second piece to dry, let's get on the legs. These legs were a bit wobbly and not the strongest things because they've just got one dowel in each of the joints. At the moment, I'm just going to get them glued back together how they were, and then we're going to reinforce them afterwards. Now these legs are at an angle, so to help get them clamped together, I've got some little blocks that are going to go on. Then I can get a clamp on and pull everything tight. Just leave these to dry and then we can get back on with the veneer. It's very much one of those projects where we're swapping between pieces. Glue is dry on my little veneer patch, so I'm just going to use a chisel to take off the excess, and then I'll trim it flush with the side like I did before. I think this was originally finished with shellac and it needs refinishing. I definitely don't want to use the electric sander because that veneer was pretty thin, as you saw. I could use a scraper, but I think as this is so small, I'm just going to hand sand it. All sanded, so let's go for some finish. I'm going to go for some beeswax oil that I'm just going to get rubbed in and leave it half an hour and then buff it off, and then I'm going to build up 3 coats I think of this. Back to these table legs, so they've definitely feel better for being re-glued, but it's not the strongest joint, so I have some 12mm dowel to reinforce it, and obviously a 12mm drill bit to drill the holes. So what I'm going to do is drill down all the way through, so not only am I using bigger dowels, but they're also going to go all the way through the bit of wood. So I get loads PVA wood glue, put onto my dowel, a bit extra in the hole, and now we can get it tapped down into place. This excess dowel can now be trimmed off, and then I'm just going to repeat the process 3 more times. This was attached to the top just using some dowels, and obviously it came off. So while I'm in a drilling mood, I'm going to put some countersunk holes in this so I can screw it to the top. Where I trimmed these dowels off, I just need to give it all a sand down. I quite like the way this looks actually with the dowels in there. I think it adds a nice little feature, but I'm going to cover them and I'm going to paint it with this kind of dark red paint. I just think it's going to look a little cooler with the 2 contrasts of the wood top and then the painted base. That's a finish on the top and the base, and both of those now just need to be left to dry. So we can work on the last bit, the drawer. This knob has seen better days, so I think the first job is to get this taken off, there, sanded down, and then I think I'm going to paint it the same colour as the legs. Back to the drawer itself then. It still has this old veneer on. Oh, it's not going to be difficult to take off. So I'm going to get it all off and then give the front a sand down. So what to do with the front of this drawer? I could paint it, same as the legs. I think that'd look nice, but it's not the nicest bit of wood under here. So I think I'm going to cover it. I could get some more of a veneer, but I have a bit of veg tan leather. So I'm going to get this cut slightly oversized. I have some contact adhesive that I'm going to get applied to the back of the leather and the front of the drawer. Then I'm going to give this 10 minutes to go tacky, and then they can be pushed together. Putting these together, I need to line it up perfectly, because once it's on with contact adhesive, it is not coming off. I'm just going to leave some weight on this for a few minutes, and then I'll come back and go around the outside with a sharp knife and trim off any excess. I haven't left a hole for the handle to go into, but I can feel where it was. Now I can just get a little knife and cut through my leather for it to go into. I think that is all the components finally ready to put back together. So I'll get some glue on this base, put it into place, and then put these screws in that I'm adding. Done. Well, actually, I think one more thing. I'm going to put some oil over the chalk paint just to seal it. So that's it all done. I think it came out pretty good. The repair looks all right. I really like the contrast of the red legs and the leather front. I think it just made it a bit more interesting. Great little boot sale find that. Now I've just got to find room in my house for it. So thank you for watching. Thanks to my patrons, and please subscribe for more videos.